Yeah, man. Pleased with what you're doing, man. So definitely keep it up, man. When is 11 coming?
I think 11 is gonna drop next week. I
No
think.
pressure. No pressure. No pressure. I like that title too. Something about Sunday and it just being easy and laid back and but it's also Sunday fun day, man. It's I think you got a really good vibe with these. So keep it up, man. Let us know how
Appreciate
we
it.
can support you too, man. We're here for you.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Thanks, man.
You're a full-time husband, full-time father, full-time professional. How do you find the time for anything else like golfing and
You
DJing or
know,
whatever?
it's a topic that I think a lot of people don't either they don't take the time to um, keep their passions and in their life. A lot of times people allow their jobs to sort of take up a large chunk of their time. And I committed to myself a long time ago that I love working. I don't have an issue working, but I also love to play. And so I have to keep it balanced. And how do you keep it balanced is just doing the stuff that you love. And I love playing golf. I love music. I love traveling. I love an opportunity to meet new people, and so I take those on as as best I can. But also in the background, I got to make sure that I spend time with my wife. I spend time with my son. Shoot, as a matter of fact, he's gonna have all my Saturdays coming up soon. We're gonna start baseball run with him
Nice.
and see how he does as a 5 year old. He's his attention span right now. He's not as focused, but I told my wife, I said I take him with me now to like the golf simulator, and he doesn't have to he doesn't have to play golf, but he'll remember it later on in life at some point. And
Just seeing it.
he's yeah, he's just out there. He knows it's something that we do on a regular basis, and he gets in there and he says, "Dad, let me hit," and he hits, and we just have fun together, man. And to me, like I said, that's huge. I see so many people working in corporate America, stressed out, worried about this and that, and new cars and all that stuff. I'm like, man, look, as long as I can pay my bills, pay my house note, and continue to do these things, I'm gonna have a good life.
Man, you hit the nail on the head. That's something that um Tanya and I talk about. Multiple friends and myself, we talk about, man, it's I feel like the generation before us, they put so much emphasis on work and there was an imbalance. I feel like and I'm generalizing here, obviously everybody wasn't
Yeah,
like that, but from a general standpoint, there feel it just kind of that feeling of like, man, all you do is work. And that, very much so could be tied to I don't think we need to be ignorant to the fact that the work that was available to us, people of color, Black people, I think that was something that they immediately began to identify because those opportunities weren't there, right? I think that's important to
right,
be able to say, and recognize and say, look, man, they dove into it because they didn't have those opportunities and they were running with those opportunities that were then, began, being presented, right?
right.
But even to the point of being imbalanced and like diving in and saying, cool, now, okay, we're making progress. You know what I mean? We're making progress as a people, but it became this crazy imbalance where it was just like, man, where's the time for pleasure? You know what I mean? And us coming as the generation after, we seek that. We're not diving into work like we work. We're hard workers, right? But we also play hard. You know what I mean?
Right.
We find that balance. And to your point, man, it's very, I think it's very important and extremely critical for us to like balance out the work where we don't find that passion and what it is that we're doing professionally and for a livelihood. We find that in our free time and with hobbies and those kinds of things that fulfill us and could potentially become something like this, man. I mean, this is a business that I love doing. I'm the type of person that I love talking to people, just like you were talking about. I love traveling and talking to new people.
Right.
I'm just a curious person. I'm curious. I'm curious about people and their stories. So
One thing I'll just share this with you, and but I'll never forget this, man. A guy I worked with, he'd come to work and we'd see him and we'd say, hey man, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's like, oh, nothing, man. I gotta work. I'm like, man, we work in the same job. I'm like, what is he doing that I'm not doing? And and it made me feel odd. It made me feel weird because like you said, you sort of raised. You watched your parents worked a certain way. You said, all right, well, I got to make sure I at least am working just as hard. And I'll be honest with you, man. That same guy, while I was, doing my passion and hanging with my boys and playing golf and DJing and stuff, we had the same job, and the pressure of life, man, gets at you, man. And they came back one day and said that he took his life, and all this time he's worried about all this work and I don't know, just oddly enough, crazy enough, it was just that I was like, did he have anything else to focus on outside of work? And so it was just sort of sad. And like I said, I devote my time to just making sure that I set aside time for myself, even if it's only look, even if I can only get in a 30-minute mix at night, something like that, or if I can pop out and hang out with a friend for a few minutes, I go do it.
No, for sure, man. That's oh man, condolences to that family. I don't know how long ago that was, man, but that's heartbreaking. Yeah, man. I mean, especially to be in that same space with him, it's like to your point, like it's like, man, we're here, we're doing the same thing, and to see that tragically happen, man, that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking, but
Yeah, it is.
at the same time, it's like, man, that balance, finding that some kind of outlet, like you say, 30 minutes, man. If I can just let me get this off, man. Let me be in this space where I don't know, man. I feel like it just activates a different part of your mind, man. That create those creative juices get flowing. And it's like that muscle that if you don't work out, man, you kind of lose it. So if
Yeah. Speaking of
definitely.
that, I was going to ask you, when you going to get back on the microphone and record some music?
I'm on it right now, man. I'm on it.
You are okay, okay, okay.
Well, I'm talking about, right. No,
This
it's
is
funny,
it.
man. Like it's not that I like and I still write. You know what I mean? Like it's just it's the shift. It's the shift. Like I'm ready. I don't know, man. Like the passion it's not the same. Like I feel like and I don't know if this is a cop out. I don't want to sound like a cop out, but this environment isn't necessarily conducive to me doing it. The environment that I was in Nashville was I'm leaving the house and I can go to somebody else's studio, which was, just always happened to be a close friend of mine. And I was going into that space, and a big part of it was about the collaboration, the collaborative process, the connecting with different people while making music. That process is different now. Like I haven't found that community here. And honestly, I haven't been looking for it. I appreciate you asked. That's flattering that you asked. That maybe I was doing something right, but that's flattering that you asked. But yeah, to answer your question, there's literally I got some notebooks waiting. But long story short, I'm not closing that chapter. It just hasn't been reopened at this point. In Florida, in Tampa Bay, where I am now. But man, I would love to do it. Like the time of it right now, especially with starting FlyDialogue, the time feels different. The amount of travel that I'm doing right now, it almost, I won't say it feels impossible. It feels like it's going to be something else that's pulling me away from her. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, no, hey
From
man,
my wife, from my son. You know what I mean?
trust me. Hey, look, being married, having a kid, you gotta make your choices on what. Fortunately, Karen is cool. She still allows me to. I'll get out once a week and DJ, and
Yeah.
because she knows it's a lifeblood thing for me right now, and I need that, and so she's cool with that. But at some point I'm gonna go. playing this 73 BPM music, trap music for these kids. I'm done with that.
It's something special when you find DJs like you who are out there spinning the stuff that I like to hear and the stuff that I don't necessarily always get to hear or even know about. Like, I think it's something true that you're doing, to your craft, man, when you're exposing people to new music and new spaces, right? Instead of just, recreating the same space over and over again with the same music and that. I feel like that's one of the things that, as a music lover, that's what I appreciate, man. I expect to go to venues, where DJs are spinning and for them to put me on new stuff. Like, I'm totally open to it. I don't need to know every single song, maybe a couple. Okay. I want to rock out. I want to feel, but man, put me on some new stuff. And, in the spaces where I've been, that you've been DJing, that's what I have, that's what I can walk away with. Be sure to visit FlyDialogue.com to find out more about us, including our radio station where we stream hip hop 24/7. Yo, we're literally jamming as we speak. We got a craft beer blog called Cream. Craft rules everything around me. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the craft beer app called Untapped, or on YouTube. Just search FlyDialogue on all these platforms. Be sure to follow us and friend us, subscribe to us. Long story short, check us out. We'd love to have y'all and we look forward to connecting with you. And let's talk soon.